Hi everyone, I'm Courtney. Today, I'm telling you a story to help improve your English vocabulary. Listen to learn new words in English. Today, I'm telling you a story about the time that I found some baby kittens, some really small kittens under a bush. A kitten is a baby cat. It's a cat that's really little. Kittens are really playful and usually have a lot of energy. I used to live in an apartment. In my apartment, there was a cat. In my apartment complex, there was a mama cat. I didn't know she was a mama cat, but she always wandered around the apartment complex. She would meow and meow. I thought she was homeless. Well, one day I came home to my apartment. There was my neighbor. My neighbor had a glass of milk. He was pouring the glass of milk into a small dish, a small bowl. I asked him what he was doing. "Look," he said, and pointed underneath the bush. And under the bush were the tiniest kittens I have ever seen. The kittens were so tiny that their eyes were still closed. The kittens were so tiny that they were curled up together in a group. The mama cat was pacing back and forth. Meow, meow. She needed help. I took all of the kittens inside into my apartment. I was crying. They were too cute. I knew someone had to help them, or they weren't going to survive. The problem was that I have 3 cats already. I have 3 cats, and the mama cat did not get along with my cats. The mama cat was very protective of her kittens. So, we had to adjust our apartment so that we could live with 9 cats. So that we could live with our 3 cats, the mama cat, and her 5 kittens. We moved our bed into the living room and let the mama cat and her kittens live in our bedroom. Then our 3 cats lived outside in the living room and the kitchen. The kittens were so small. We had to help them eat. They would eat on the teats of their mom, and they would suckle milk. They would suck the milk from their mom's nipples. But as they got older, we had to help them eat. We made a paste of wet food and milk, and we fed it to them. We named the kittens after a recent climbing trip we'd been on. So there were 5 kittens, and the kittens were named Gunsight, EJ, Roy, Banana, and I can't remember the 5th kitten's name. But they were all really cute. We had a problem, and that was that Banana was way smaller than the rest of the kittens. He was the runt of the litter. A litter is a group of kittens that are born together, and he was the runt. He was the smallest. A few weeks in, we had to take Banana to the vet. And unfortunately, Banana didn't make it. Banana was too small and he couldn't get enough nutrients from food, and so Banana passed away. It was really sad. My husband and I both cried a lot. After that happened, we made sure to spend a lot of time with the kittens every day, playing with them, feeding them, making sure that they were all okay. Roy, one of the kittens, had wobbly cat syndrome. Some cats have a part of their brain that doesn't develop correctly, and it makes them kind of wobbly. So Roy would be running and he would just tip over. It was really cute. We also had to help Roy eat. We had to kind of push his head into the food dish. Otherwise, he couldn't find his food. He would be really confused about how to eat his food. As the kittens grew, we had another problem. We couldn't keep 9 cats in our apartment. Our apartment lease, our apartment contract, was going to be up in 1 month. We needed to move. But we had 9 cats. We couldn't bring all 9 cats with us into an RV, into the next area we were living in. I texted everyone on my list of contacts. I texted every single person I had in my phone. I asked them if they wanted a kitten or if they knew of anyone that wanted a kitten. No one wanted any kittens. We were worried. What were we going to do? And then one of my contacts, a friend from a couple years back, texted me back. She responded, "Hey, you know I have an animal sanctuary, right?" She told me. "Just bring all the kittens and the mama cat out, and they can live in the barn. They can live in the barn at my animal sanctuary." This was the answer that I'd been praying for. I brought out all of the little kittens to my friend's barn, and I could tell that they were going to have a very happy life. They ran around in the hay, and they meowed, and they explored the new space, and it was super cute. So that's the story of the time that I found a mama cat and her 5 kittens that were under a bush, and how I raised them from when they were 3 days old until they were old enough to live on their own with their mom in my friend's barn. And Betsy, I don't know if you're watching this, but thank you for taking the cats and the kittens. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, remember, there are more stories just like this to help you learn English, and you can watch another one right here. I'm Courtney. Thanks for watching. Bye.